It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here. You can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space with the air, like I don't care, baby. By the way, because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that. Well, give me all you got, don't hold it back. Well, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high to bring me down. Can't none bring me down. I said, because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Hey, hey, hey. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Hey, hey. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do.
Woohoo! So, hey everyone, dear friends and family. First of all, thank you to Pharrell for his amazing performance at the book launch party. Secondly, thank you to each and every one of you who joined, who's carving out 30 minutes of your time to be here. So thank you guys. Everyone, just a few housekeeping rules. Please turn on your camera. Please turn on your camera. Show us your faces. And you can go on mute or unmute yourself if you feel you'll be quiet. But please turn on your camera. Okay. And Happy New Year 2021. So I know 2020 has been a tough year, and it's nice to see all of y'all's happy and healthy faces. So Happy New Year to you guys again. So what is a book launch party? We don't know what a book launch party is, right? So we're hoping it looks something like this. We were planning on actually having an in-person event with 1,000 people. But unfortunately, because of COVID, we had to do a Zoom session and stick with some close family and friends. So thank you again for joining. Then we Googled what a book launch party looks like, and our inspiration for today comes from Michelle Obama's book launch party for her book, Becoming. So we'll try to mimic Michelle Obama and her event as closely as possible, okay? So this is truly, truly a global event. The reason I say that is because we've got people from literally every corner of the world attending this book launch party. So let's do a quick roundtable and do a shout out to all the different countries that are being represented. So first up, anyone from India, either scream, go and unmute yourself, scream, or just raise your hand. Anyone from India?
Woo woo! I guess it's just me.
Anyone from Kenya?
We are here, many of us.
Hey!
Many of us, 20.
Hello, Murigus. We don't see you. Get on camera, please. Anyone from the USA?
Yeah.
Oh, we can see you now. Okay. Anybody from Europe, UK, Denmark? Anyone?
Denmark!
Go Sarah, go Nadine. Anyone from Iran?
Sort of.
Yeah!
Okay.
That's my brother.
Anyone, lastly but not the least, anyone from Canada?
Yeah!
Okay. So again, thank you for your time. And if this gets too boring, the incentive is to stick around for 30 minutes because you have an opportunity to win a free book. So we'll try to make this as exciting as possible, okay? So without further ado, I want to introduce you to the author that we'll be celebrating today.
They all know me, Rose.
So as most of you know, this is Celine George. She was born in Cochin, India, and raised in Bombay and Canada. And, you know, like for a very long time, she's been trying to collect as many titles to her name as possible. So along with PN, she didn't take too much time to change her LinkedIn profile to it as well. So anybody who has her on LinkedIn, I'm sure has noticed that change that has come through. So I want to reveal the book before we get started. Some of you have already read the book, so I want to bring it out. And we'll have a small ribbon cutting ceremony, virtually, obviously. And for that, Celine's parents, Rena and George, please do the ribbon cutting ceremony. Okay. And we will cut it.
Just needed. Stop being the DJ.
Yeah, this is the book, Banafsheh, The Color Violet. So without further ado, Celine, if you have a few words you want to share with the team here.
All right, guys. Sorry, it's tough times. I'm the DJ and the author. But thank you all so much for being here for the Zoom book launch. I'm so happy to see all of you from all over the world. People I haven't seen in so long. My classmates from elementary school and cousins and family and everyone. Thank you so much for being here. So I did actually invite a few more people. Last night I sent an invite to Ellen, Oprah, and Michelle Obama on Instagram. So I think they're running a little late, but let's see if they show up. Please let me know so that I can admit them to the Zoom call. That would suck if they were in the waiting room. Yeah, maybe they're just busy. But thank you all for being here. A couple of things. One, first to my dear friend, Sasha Thomas Williams, for proofreading this. I don't know, Sasha, if you're here, but thank you so much. She's probably the most well-read person that I know, and she's been so amazing. To my mom's friend and our family friend, Nirmala Auntie, for reading it and providing feedback too, thank you. My sister for hosting this awesome Zoom launch. And lastly, but definitely not the least, to Violet, whose story this is, a real life story, her life experience that she was so kind to share with me. And she's gonna speak a little later, and I know you're all gonna love her because everyone who ever meets her loves her. She's amazing, and I'm so excited that we were able to write this together. If you read the book already, thank you. You may find some spelling errors. Please let me know. The people that proofread this book are my parents, and I mean, English is not their first language. So from a spelling standpoint, please let me know if there's some corrections. But otherwise, really, I thought when I heard Violet's story, I thought it was so awesome. And the biggest theme for me is, you know, the choices and decisions that we make in our lives and just how it impacts us and the people around us. They can be sort of the bigger decisions of, you know, like what you're going to study or where you're going to live or, you know, your career path and things like that. But I think more important are sort of the smaller hourly, daily choices we make on how to treat people, how to talk to people, how we spend our time and our resources and all of those little things that really aggregate to form our life experiences. And that was the biggest lesson for me. So I hope when you read it, you feel the same. But that's all I have. So back to you, host. Take it away.
Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do.
Okay, thanks, Celine. And guess what? It looks like Oprah did join our Zoom meeting. So Oprah, please raise your hand.
She did not.
Yeah. Thanks, Oprah.
Got your back.
So in true Michelle Obama's book launch style, the next thing that the author is supposed to do is pick a favorite paragraph from their book and read it out to the audience and, you know, share a few words if you have. So Celine, if you want to go ahead and read your favorite paragraph from the book.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just admitting people. Guys, I'm multitasking here. Lots going on. I need to, once I'm a New York Times bestseller, I'll have a secretary. Can't do all this. Okay. All right. So I decided to pick a short paragraph from the last chapter in the book. The chapter is titled Iran. And I think in the news, we hear a certain story about the country and how it's depicted in our news and on our media. And I think like every story, there's 2 sides, 3 sides, 4 sides to everything. So I'm going to read just a paragraph about how Violet describes Iran and how I write about it just in a short paragraph. So it's the last chapter, it's titled Iran, and this is the paragraph. Iran is home to one of the oldest civilizations. Even today, many Iranians will call themselves Persians in pride of their rich history as one of the major powers of the ancient world. The word paradise has its origins in Persian, meaning enclosed garden, and it's not surprising that Iranians considered their land and their civilization to be the promised paradise. When you strip away political agendas, religious corruption, and centuries of patriarchy, there lies a fabled land between the Caspian Sea and the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman. On this rugged and mountainous terrain are bustling cities like Tehran, Bandar Abbas, and Rasht, filled with bazaars of people bargaining to get fair prices for beautiful Persian rugs, dried figs, spices, and everything else in between. While the streets are filled with women covered from head to toe and public spaces separated for men and women, inside their homes are colorful masquerade parties overflowing with cheap booze and lots of dancing. This is the land where Baba and Mama met, fell in love, and where I was born. So that's Iran. Violet's told me that she's bringing me to Iran, but Violet, you don't know, all these other people here are coming along. So we're all going to Iran, people. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to the Banafsheh and the Violet. She seems nervous, but she talks all the time. So this is her jam. Take it away, sister.
Thank you, Celine. Thank you, Rose.
Ain't nothing bring me down. The love is too high.
so lovely to see all of you here. I can't believe, Celine talked about this, but we just had one sort of drunken conversation about this. And I was like, hey, let's, let me tell a story. And about, a year and a bit later, this is so surreal. I'm sure everyone can imagine, like, why is there a book with my name on it? So I don't know if any of you have actually had the chance to read the book yet, but my little brother Kazra, he's on the call with me today. He's the one who's cracking jokes as Kaz in the chat. And then, two of my high school best friends, Linda and Candace, are on the call as well, and they're also in the book. So, I think it was, Celine told me not to thank her, but sorry, there's kids on the line. So forget that. Celine, thank you for sharing your gift, not just with me, but all of us. I think everyone who knows Celine knows that she's been such a great writer for such a long time, but the first book. And I think for me, the special part was, and these are conscious decisions that both Celine and I made, that one was that I didn't proofread or I didn't fact check any of the stories with my family. So I think, everything that you hear is what I believe is true, and hope to believe. And I think, everyone can relate to that, there are some things that about your family and your friends, and 30 years later, 40 years later, 50 years later, you hold on to that. And I never wanted to ask anyone about whether these things were true or not, because they form who I am, and, they form the decisions that I make and how I feel about people. And Celine never pushed me for that. So she just took my word as this is what happened. And she wanted to share the story of how Violet sees her world rather than what actually happened. So I'm really, really thankful to Celine for that. And another is, and I don't know how everybody else, does these, but this is really, and Celine is so kind to say that these are my words, but these are her words. This is, the life that I led, and so many of those memories, and every single one of those people, they're true and they're real. And, we could have even written about so many more amazing people, but this wasn't, me. Celine did a really, really great job of interviewing me and asking for the questions. But I'll be honest, I had no input in the book. So, this is her telling the story, tying it together in such a beautiful way. There were things, I'm going to get a therapist and share this with her, because there were things that I found out about myself that I never knew about before. The threads that she's so beautifully put together that I never really thought of myself. And so, I was reading it for the first time. She didn't let me read the book before I got it. I had to pay. She's like, I'm gonna send you. I'm like, no way, I'm ordering one and I'm getting one ASAP. So, I just finished it a couple of days ago, like, a lot of other people. And I told Celine, it was hard for me to read at first, because I've never read a book like this before that knew what was in my mind. It was so hard to start, and then it felt so familiar and it felt so warm. And I shared it, with my brother and his fiance, and they were reading it on the couch together yesterday. So his fiance literally had the book open, reading the book while he was sitting there. And she was telling me that, every 2 minutes he would stop and say, wait, let me tell you a story about what she just said. And he would, and then she would start reading, and a paragraph later I share the same story. So I'm really happy that this isn't just a gift, and I choose to think of this as a personal gift for me. I know everybody else is reading it too, but not only do I think of this as a personal gift for me, but also for my family. Like, I made a joke that if I ever lose my memory, I want people to read this, because the way that Celine wrote it is so close to the world that's inside my head, and goes from, being a young Iranian girl to being a, 30-year-old ad exec in Canada, and being a sister, and being a daughter, and being a cousin, and being, all of those things are, simultaneous identities that I hold. And I think she did such a fantastic job of, bringing that person to life. And so for me, it was, I have to tell you, like, a very, very vulnerable experience going through this and sharing this stuff with a friend that I obviously trust so much, so I could open up. A lot of my friends might pick this up and learn things that they never knew about before. So I'm sharing some of these stories for the first time with anyone. And so they made that really, really you know, comfortable for me, but it was a very vulnerable experience, of course. And, you know, even Celine alludes to it, it's in the book, that in trying to keep, and again, I assume a lot of us on the call are immigrants, and you know that it's hard work to keeping your identities in order, you know, and I'm finally in my mid-30s, I'm learning how to, and I'm consciously working on bringing all of those identities together and becoming really one person rather than 5 different people, or being who I need to be with different people. So, you know, I think this was, again, Celine, thank you so much for this thing that I consider a personal gift for me, for listening to me, for thinking that my, you know, story was worth sharing. It's, you know, it's been, the process has been such a gift for me. I feel like just through talking to Celine about it, I know about myself so much more. I know how I feel towards others so much more. And I think, you know, if you take anything away from this, I hope that, you know, we all have our stories. I never thought this was unique or special, but I hope that you can take a look at yourselves and think that, you know, we all have stories or journeys that are worth sharing with others. And it wasn't until I read my story through Celine's words that I thought, oh, this is beautiful. This is teaching me some lessons. I lived it, but it's still teaching me some lessons. So thank you so much. I haven't seen you all, obviously, in about a year. I think last time we met was, you know, in January at, you know, if any of you are from Toronto, Eaton Center, and we sat in the food court and we talked about the book, and we said, so we'll meet each other in about 8 weeks, and then, you know, the world went to, you know what. But I can't wait to see you, give you the biggest hug, and, you know, thank you again so much for sharing your gift with all of us.
Bring me down, can't nothing bring me down. I said, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel.
Thank you, Violet. Thank you for sharing that story and just letting us know how you felt reading that book. But I've got to ask, did you find any spelling errors when you read that?
So again, as Celine mentioned, I'm a professional, I'm a communication professional. One of my dearest colleagues, Angelica, is on the call as well, and she was like, hey, should we let her know? So between Angelica and I, we've got a big list to send you. But I thought it was so endearing because it felt so real. It felt like somebody who's sending text messages or emails to her friend with some typos, sharing. So maybe just keep it in there and say it's on purpose.
Okay, I just want to make sure there's a caveat to this. I told Violet the book that's on Amazon is not final, and yet she got it. That's why. But the final copy probably still has errors, but not a long list, okay?
Sorry, yes. Very, very short list. Angelica has a new copy, so we're gonna work off of that one.
But seriously, if you guys, anyone does find something, please message me.
My brother who's on the call had some editorial comments. He was like, why did you say this place was nice? I hated it. I didn't want this. And so if we ever have a sequel, Celine, my brother will need to have a few conversations with you because he thinks that some of my opinions about what happened were not true. So there we go.
And you know, Violet, I read the book and I love the book. I love the story, but I have a lot of questions. So I'll be ringing you sometime with, you know, to get answers for my questions as well.
Please do, anytime.
Okay, so guys, we've got a very quick game to give away one free book. So what I need you guys, this is a very easy question and you should know the answer to this. You don't need to Google it. You probably should know. So what I would recommend is keep your chat ready. So I'll give you 10 seconds to have your chat open up. And I'm going to ask you the question and you need to, the first person to type the right answer wins a copy of the book and the spelling has to be correct. Okay? So Celine, if you are going to answer this, the spelling has to be correct. So we ready? Is everyone ready? I'll give 5 seconds. What is the capital of Iran? Oh, Ashley. Tehran. There you go. I don't know if you have a copy, Ashley, but we'll have a copy mailed out to you. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Sent
So
that before you read the question.
Ashley and I met in Portugal traveling randomly at our, not BNB, what are those places called? Hostel.
Hostel. It was a horrendous hostel.
And Ash is from Australia, but now in Canada, I think.
Yeah, in Montreal.
Oh, very cool. Okay, so Ashley, but looks like most people got it right, so that's good to know. But I feel like, Ashley, you typed the answer before I said the question. So you anticipated what that question would be. Okay, so we're wrapping up our launch party. So we would like to take one big, massive group selfie. So if you have the book, bring it close to you and we'll take the picture. If you don't have a book, just stick your faces out and give us your biggest smiles and we'll capture that. Okay.
Okay, hold on, I gotta do this on like snipping tool or whatever that is. All right, guys. Okay, wait just 1 second. I'm trying to be DJ and photographer here.
Get the second page.
So yeah, there's 3 pages, so I gotta get the whole thing. Sorry, this is awkward, but this is when I should have played the music clearly. Didn't do it for the right time. Too late. Always missing my cues. All right, last page. Hang in there, sisters and brothers. We are gonna do this. All right. I think I have it. I think I have it.
Woo! I think Eddie mentioned
Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's.
Eddie mentioned in the chat that you can add DJ to your title on LinkedIn. I disagree with the timing, so please do not add that yet. Work on it.
That's true, Eddie. Yes, I'm going to. I want to collect as many titles as I can. I'm one of those cheesy people.
So for the rest of you, I just want to say again, thank you very, very much for joining this the Zoom call. Thank you again to Sasha, to Nirmala Auntie, to everyone, and of course to you, Violet, for sharing your story. I was just in awe and like really mesmerized by everything that you've been through and such a beautiful story. So thank you. And thank you, Celine, for writing this book so we could actually learn more about Violet. So if you have read the book or whenever you do read the book, please go ahead and leave a review on Amazon if you liked it. If you didn't like the book, just reach out to Celine and she'll tell you what to write on Amazon so that she can get a review. But either way, thank you guys for your time. If you are pressed for time, please drop off and go ahead with your Sunday activities and have yourself a very happy and healthy 2021. If you do have time, stick around and ask questions to the author and Violet, if you have any for Violet as well. Okay. Thanks everyone. Thank you for joining. Bye.
Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Hey, clap along.
All right, people hanging around, eh? We don't have anything official planned at this point.
You should have asked whether any audience wants to say something. Sorry.
Oh, my mom has taken over as audience.
Okay, audience.
Anyone, if you have any questions for Celine, you can ask them now or you can drop off.
Rose, there is somebody from Iran here.
Oh. Oh yeah.
So she.
Hello, uncle.
Say hello.
Hi. Hey, Yusuf, say something in Parsi.
So George, what's?
You're also from the same place, no?
Yeah.
Why don't you?
Okay, I think he's really shy. It's okay.
I can't hear anything. Nothing?
This is gonna turn into like a family and friends
You don't need to
catch
say
up.
anything. We can't hear you.
No, we can't.
You can tell where you're from. He's from Bandar.
Yeah.
Bandar Linga.
He's from Bandar Linga.
Oh, we're very close on
Very
the
close
Persian Gulf.
between Linga and Bandar. خیلی نزدیک است لینگا و بندر عباس.
بندر عباس بله بله. برادرم اینجا داره میخنده اونجا به دنیا اومده بود. Sorry everyone. Hey, everyone else.
That's okay. We've got Google Translate going.
No, we understood.
Oh boy. Well, at least she speaks Farsi. That wasn't fake. That's good.
Okay.
The person fact checked.
Fact checked.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to wish you congratulations, Celine.
Thanks, man. How you doing, man?
Good to see
Long
you.
time no see.
For sure.
I'm just happy I can put a face to Kasra and Violet now, you know, because I read the book. I'm like, oh, how do these people look? Oh,
That's not how Violet usually looks, though. She's got to look like that. Hair and makeup is not usually done.
Normally it's not like this. But it's so funny, Rose, that you say that, because today I was thinking maybe we should have put some photos in there. Anyway, sequel, guys, sequel.
Sequel. We do have a lot of questions, so yeah.
Oh, hey, Kasra, I've never met you.
That's her brother.
I saw your cat with the book.
Yes, my cat was doing a lot of reading yesterday, and he loved it. He explained to us a couple of logical inconsistencies, but overall, very, very well received by my cat, for sure.
Hey, it was written for the cats and dogs of this world. It was a pet-friendly book.
I love that.
Okay, anything else? If not, we can.
Is this what a book launch is supposed to be like? Who knows?
So where's Oprah? I'm waiting for her still.
I know, that's kind of rude. That's why I invited 3 of them. Hopefully one of them would show up.
I was promised a hat.
Notice, so they should have.
I'll be sending them a message.
I was promised a hat. So will that be in the mail or?
Will there be merch?
Yes.
Yeah, the Violet merchandise store is gonna go live soon. Raf, don't be cheap. Go buy it.
Is it okay to photocopy the book within the family? Within the family.
Raf is gonna be the guy who asks for a Word copy so he can just.
Raf, can you make that too?
Uncle Gigi.
Made it.
What? Oh, Oprah made it.
She loved the book.
Oh, Mac.
Oh my God. Okay, Celine, there's a question in the chat.
Oh, that's funny, Mac. That was hilarious.
That's me.
Oh, what is it? Did I miss how you and Violet met? Linda, raise your hand. Violet,
baby, her mother was responsible.
Linda and Violet used to be best friends till I came into Linda's life, and that's how we met. I used to see Violet at all of Linda's birthday parties and stuff,
and Celine stole one of my favorite hoodies when we were, I think, 16 or 17. I still think about it.
It's the Canada one. My parents know that one.
Violet, you know how many clothes of mine she has stolen? She went to
guys, the
McMaster.
launch is officially over, and that's a wrap.
McMaster, and she wears a Waterloo sweatshirt. I don't blame her, but she stole Waterloo from me.
Hopefully the sales of this book will be so good that she can afford to buy her own clothes going forward.
I hope so too.
All right, guys, sharing is caring. What did we learn in the book, people? Read the book.
And I have a question for you, Celine.
What's up?
Why did you what were you thinking when you decided to take on the challenge of writing a book? It's very different than writing a short story or a piece of poetry. Why did you, as a first-time writer, decide, holy crap, I'm going to do this? I'm so sorry for all the children. I'm so sorry.
Well, I thought your story was so awesome. I still remember sitting in Toronto with Linda's sister, and Violet telling me the story. And not going to say anything, but Lan has an awesome story too, people. And any of the writers want to write a story, she's got a great story. And then I was like, this is so cool. Like, people don't experience such, incredible like experiences in their lives. And then 2020 happened. So a lot of time, either this or something else, but yeah.
That's right. So proud of. What's next? What's your big goal for 2021?
There's,
anything we should look forward to?
We're getting this. Netflix has contacted me and Prime. I'm just trying to negotiate a couple of deals, see who's gonna pay me the big bucks, So stay tuned for that.
Sweet. Lots of DMing Netflix and what is happening?
Yeah, a lot of harassing Netflix and Jeff Bezos. He's on my frequent caller.
I love it. So this is gonna be, I'm gonna buy so many copies, and just every time I meet someone, I'll be like, I can't tell the story again. Please.
It's your business card. You're like, here guys, nice to meet you.
I'll add it on like Tinder or whatever. Hey, you want to know more about me? If after reading the book you still think you want to meet me, then let's talk.
That's funny. Oh, Annie asked, what's the most challenging thing about writing this book? Annie, you're so funny. I think just keeping up with it. I'm no author, guys, clearly. I just kind of started typing away, but just staying disciplined with writing every week, every weekend, keeping the story going and trying to set a deadline and meet it. So then it was fun. It was awesome. Jancy wants to audition. Do you want to be Violet for the story, Jancy? For the Netflix version?
You should audition now.
Yeah. Let's see your best Farsi. Okay, without the camera, you can't audition.
Castro has a name for we're gonna have a TV show as well at some point, right? Keeping Up with the Cabrolets. The other family's off the air, so we can do this now, Castro. Me and you, baby, and your cat.
All right, guys. I mean, that's a wrap. Thank you all. Thank you all for joining. This is so fun.
2021. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Have a great afternoon. Bye, Carmen. And all the babies of the Zoom call right now.
Bye.
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 Awkward.
Here until Carmen leaves.
Turn it off.
I'm ending the call, people.
It's going awkward.
Don't end it. I want to see Carmen. We haven't seen her in a year, and she can talk now.
Okay, close the laptop.
Carmen, I miss you. I love you.
All right, here's the family chat now. Yeah, what's up, guys? What's the gossip?
Both left. She's like, I'm not interested in it anymore. Castro's messaging me and says, so cute.
What?
Castro says, so cute about the chat. And then everyone's messaging me being like, that was so nice. Apparently Pip was on, but I didn't.
Oh, no way. I saw a couple of your friends, I guess, because I didn't know who they were.
Yeah. Like, people know me. I'm like, not everyone knows you.
Hi.
But yeah, no.
Oh my God, is that Ruben? No way.
Are you Ruben? He's calling you from San Francisco.
No, the boardroom in San Francisco.
Ruben, show Raf the home. Take off your background.
No.
Oh, are you in a different location?
Coming.
Are you
He's
in
in Port Rowan.
Is he Puerto Rican or
Puerto
Puerto
Rowan. He's in Puerto Rowan.
No way. So we can go on mat leave in there during the summer.
Yeah, it's probably not going to be done though, Linda. Careful what you wish.
Ruben, we have a deadline for you by the summer.
Oh, believe me, I'm working as fast as I can.
Thank you.
Oh,
that's awesome.
Little.
All right, guys, go enjoy your afternoons. Thanks. Bye.
We were finding Ruben and Carmen, but sure, I guess we can go.
Oh.
We can do a book club after after I get my copy and read it.
Oh yeah. Read it.
You get mine this week.
It's nice.
All right, bye guys.
Bye. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye, Carmen. Oh, so cute. Linda, I'm calling you. I want to